Then I have started something like int. Okay, for what I written int j is equal to 1 and j less than or equal to 3, j plus plus. Observe it. Okay, yesterday I have written like this now. I have written some condition. What was the condition? Do you know? If j greater than I, correct? If j greater than I, then I said what? Break. Something I have written something like this. Then I want to display the value of I. Or I want to display the value of j, and if j greater than I, then I want to break. Folks, yesterday's loops are like this. Yesterday's loops are like this. So we have written the code in this way. And of course, this is the end of the outer loop. Okay, guys. Yesterday we have written like this. See, if you write the break statement in the inner for loop. Okay, what I'm saying here, guys, this is the break statement we have. Look at this, we have the break statement here. This is the inner loop. Folks, this is the inner loop. Okay, inner loop. And you know what this break statement is in the inner loop only. Okay, this break statement is in inner loop. Folks, am I clear with you? This break statement is in inner loop. It is in inner loop. Okay. Could you tell me, suppose if the break statement is in inner loop, then it is going to break the outer loop or only the inner loop? If the break statement is in the inner loop, then guys, could you tell me whether it is going to break the outer loop or whether it's going to break the inner loop?
Inner loop.
Inner loop only. Yes, it is going to break the inner loop only. Okay. Now, my requirement is I want to break the outer loop. Just by writing break, I cannot break the outer loop. I can only break the inner loop because break is inside inner loop.
Yeah.
Okay, right? If the break is in outer loop, then it will break the outer loop execution.
Yes.
But here the break is in inner loop, so it will only break the inner loop. It is not going to break the outer loop. Am I clear, folks?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. That's why, folks, that's why today we are discussing about extinction of the break. We can also use break with a label. First, let's understand how the labels could work. For example, let's continue. Okay, this is yesterday I have explained, so you no need to take this today. But from the next example, whatever that I'm writing, please note it down. The entire session, whatever I'm explaining today. Okay, this doesn't go to the document. So please note it by yourself from today. This is yesterday's concept. Today I'm explaining like this now. So you have to write all the things from today. Okay, see guys. The next example I'm writing. Okay, the next example is like this now. So I can write like this. Say something like, let me write loop 1 colon. Okay, I can write immediately the loop 1 colon, whatever I've written, guys. This is called a label. Of course, I will write all the points. Now I'm writing something like for int I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. Okay, then I'm writing inner for loop. The inner for loop, I'm writing something like for int j is equal to 1 and j less than or equal to 5, j plus plus. Please keep yourself in mute. Somebody has to go in mute. Yeah. So guys, there is outer loop, there is inner loop. Now I can even I can put a label for the inner loop as well, but I'm writing the label for only outer loop, but actually even I can also keep the label for inner loop. So this loop 1 is a label. Now I can write here loop 2, which is also a label. Let's say, for example, loop 2 is a label. Folks, okay? Loop 1 is a label, loop 2 is a label. Okay, this loop 2 even I can keep here itself, no problem. Loop 1 and loop 2. Okay, now here I am writing, okay, system.out.println of j. Print the value of j. Next I'm writing if I plus j, okay, if I plus j is, let's say, greater than 6 or greater than or equal to 6. If I plus j greater than or equal to 6, then break loop 1. Then I want to close this if block. Then I want to close the loop 2, that is inner loop. Then I want to close the loop 1, which is the outer loop. Okay, guys. Now, could you tell me what is the output of this? Could you tell me what the output of this, folks? Please try to identify this and tell me what is the output of this. What is the output you're expecting from this? Yes. Guys, please understand and just let me know what is the output of this particular example. In this example, I have loop 1 and loop 2. Loop 1 is the outer loop. Loop 2 is the inner loop. Guess the answer. Could you tell me what is the output of this code? Then I will explain about this output. Guys, could you find answer for this? Could you tell me what's the output of this? Or you can write even in the chat box. Good. Correct. Guys, you are correct. Output is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is system.out.println. Of course, you can add print or println, whatever you want. Okay. See, guys, you know already this is the outer loop. I loop is the outer loop. J loop is the inner loop.
Yes.
And initially the value of I starts at 1.
Yeah.
Correct. So we have something called as we'll take I. We'll take something like I. This is the memory location for I. And the value of I is 1 in this currently. This is I, and the value inside this is 1, folks. I value is 1. Then condition is true. Then control enters into the inner loop, that is the J loop now. And when control enters into the J loop, the inner for loop, first it will go to the initialization part, and it will initialize the J value as 1. So there is one more memory location. So the memory location is J. The memory location is J. Okay, let's take something. So J, and what's the value of J initially? This J value is how much? J value is 1. J value is 1. Okay, so far you know this, right? So far is it okay, guys? J value
Yes.
is 1. Yeah,
Yes,
condition is true. Now the
Yes.
J loop condition is true. So control will enter into the J loop. That is called inner loop. Inner loop is J, outer loop is I. Okay, now control enters into the J loop. System dot out println of J. Nothing but the value of J will be printed, so output will be 1. Let's say, for example, here I am writing the output. Output is 1. Somewhere I can write, okay. Here I am writing the output. Output is 1. So 1 is printed. Next, I plus J greater than or equal to 6. Could you tell me what's the value of I plus J? I value is how much?
1.
It's 1. And the J value is how much? 1.
1.
So 1 plus 1?
2.
It is 2. 2 greater than or equal to 6?
False.
It's false. It's wrong. It's wrong means it's false. So control comes out of the if statement.
Yes.
So control doesn't enter into the body part of the if statement. It will simply come out of the if. And once it comes out of the if, this is the J loop closed. So when the J loop is closed, then control definitely goes to increment the J value. So now J
Yes.
value is going to become 2 now.
Hmm.
The J value is going to become 2 now.
Yes.
Obviously. Now the J value is 2. Now the J value is 2. Now the condition is true. 2 less than or equal to 5 condition is true. And now control enters into the loop, J loop. Print the value of J. So 2 will be printed. Now here the output will be 2. Next, I plus J. So current value of J is 2. I is 1. So 1 plus 2 is 3. So 3 greater than or equal to 6. Condition is false.
False.
So control does not enter into the if statement, the body part of the if statement. Control will come out of the if statement. Now this is the end of the J loop. So control will increment the J value. It will increment the J value. Now the next J value will be 3.
Yes.
Next J value will be 3. Condition is true. Control enters into the J loop. System dot out dot println of J. The value of J will be 3. So the next value is 3. Output is 3. I plus J. 1 plus 3. 1 plus 3 is 4.
False.
4 greater than or equal to 6 is false. So control does not execute the body of the if statement. Then control goes out of the if statement. This is the end of the inner loop, J loop. So control increments the J value. Now the next value for J will be 4. Next value for the J will be 4. Condition is true. 4 less than or equals to 5. J loop condition is true. Okay. System dot out dot println of J. J value is how much? 4. Obviously, 4 will be printed. Output is 4. Output is 4. Next, I plus J greater than or equal to 6. What's the value of I? 1. J value is how much? 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 greater than or equal to 6? No. Okay. 5 always less than 6, right? Not greater than or not equal to also. So condition is false. Control comes out of the if statement. This is the end of the J loop. J loop is closed. Nothing but control will increment the J value. At the end of the J loop, J is incremented. Now the J value becomes how much now? What's the value of J? It will be 5.
5.
What's the condition in J loop? J
True.
less than or equals to 5 is a condition. Replace the value of J there.
5.
5. 5 equal to 5. 5
Yes.
less than or equal to 5. Yes. 5 equal to 5. True. System dot println of J. What the value of J currently is 5.
5.
So 5 will be the output. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next. Condition in if. What's the condition if statement now?
5 plus 1. 1
If
plus
I plus
5.
J greater than or equal to 6. What's the current value of I? 1.
1.
What's the value of J currently? 5.
5.
1 plus 5 will be how much? 6.
6.
Okay. 6 equals to 6. 6 greater than or equal to 6. Of course, 6 greater than 6 is wrong. But 6 greater than or equal to 6 is correct.
Yes.
So if condition is true, in if statement, the condition is true. Then tell me what happens now. The control will enter into the if statement. What is there in if statement? Break loop
Loop
1.
1.
Loop 1 is called label.
Yes.
This break is not going to break the inner loop. This break is not going to break the outer loop because loop 1 is a label given to the outer loop. Correct? Now the
Yes.
control comes out of the outer loop, not the inner loop. Now
Yes.
could you tell me what's the output now? 1, 2, 3,
1,
4,
2,
5.
3, 4.
Guys, am I clear with this? This is the way how we can make use of what? This is the way how we can make use of what?
Break
We can
statement.
make use of break statement. This is called what? Break with label. Tell me here, break is inside the inner loop. Break statement I have written inside the inner loop. In inner
Yeah.
loop, I have written one if condition, and inside that if statement, I have written break. Means what? Finally, this break is inside the inner loop. But this break is going to break the execution
Outer
of the
loop.
outer loop.
Outer.
How do you break the how do you break the how
Use.
do you break the outer loop? By writing the break statement inside the inner loop.
Using label.
If you want to break the outer loop by writing the break statement in the inner loop, then you have to use break with label.
Label.
Yes. Otherwise, it's not required, right? Break with label. This is called label, folks. What I'm saying, this is called label. This loop 1, it is a label. This is a label. Guys, it is a label. Folks, this is called what? Label. And even what? This is also called what? Label. Loop 1 is a label. Loop 2 is a label. These are called labels. Okay, guys, loop 1 is a label. Loop 2 is a label. This is called break with label. This is called break with label. This is what? Break with label. Folks, okay? This is loop 1, outer loop. This is loop 2, inner loop. This is called break with label. So this is output. Please note down all these things. Now, today, whatever I'm explaining, nothing will go to the document. And I'm not going to share a document to you today. Okay? You have to note it by yourself for today. Add to your document later. First, write in the notes. After that, again, after the class is completed, open the document which you have downloaded yesterday. Add today's date in the document and add all these things into your document. Okay? Presently, just note it into your notebook. All these things. I'll give you the statement here. Okay? I'll give a point. Guys, have you noted this all? Just give me chat box. Give a reply in chat. Have you noted all these things, guys? Outer loop, inner loop, everything. Have you noted all these things, guys? Very good. Good. Nice. Cool, guys. So yeah, I just want to add one point. The point is, folks, the point is, I'm writing the point like a note. Okay. By writing the break statement in inner loop. If you want to break the outer loop, if you want to break the execution of the outer loop, guys, okay, by writing the break statement in loop, if you want to break the execution of the outer
Sir, your voice
you
is
have to break with
sir not able to
then
listen
folks
to.
clear. Guys, okay, give me 1 minute. I will try to change the network. Okay. Am I audible to you now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Okay. Just meanwhile, you please write whatever that you understood. But just give me a minute. I will change the network so that I think we don't get any disturbance. Yeah. Yeah, guys. Now check once I'm audible now. Could you able to listen to me now? Hope I think now this will work better. Yeah, think so. Okay, guys. Anyhow, let's go ahead. We understood about break with label. Now let's understand about continuous statement. Okay. I hope I'm clear with you. I think you people could able to listen to me clearly. Now let's go ahead. So we are now going to discuss about one more that is called continue. Yeah, folks. I'm just going to talk about continue. Continue with label. Continue and continue with label. First, we're talking about continue. See, it's just like, what is happening in break statement, what's happening in break statement? Okay, what's happening in break statement? Uh, if you want to terminate or if you want to stop the execution of a loop and you want to move the control to the next statement after the loop. Okay, so then we go for the break statement. Am I clear with you? Then we go for the break statement. But now we are understanding about continuous statement. Okay, now we are going to understand about continuous statement. Okay, let's clear with the continuous statement. See, continuous statement is used to skip the remaining statements of the current execution and should move the control for the next iteration. Okay, continuous statement, what continue will do? Continuous statement will skip the execution of the remaining statements and will continue for the next iteration. Okay, so you will understand with a simple example like this. Okay, that's what how the continuous statement. Okay, will move the control for the next iteration of the loop by skipping the remaining statements in the loop. That's where the continuous statement will work out. We'll understand how the continuous statement will work. Okay, so break statement we use many times because break statement even switch case also. While writing the switch case, each case must contain a break statement. Break already, and we use a break statement many times. But when you come to continuous statements are very. It's very often. I mean, we don't use frequently. We often use the continuous statement. But generally, what happens in continuous statement is it will move the control for the next iteration of the loop by skipping the execution of the remaining statements in the loop. So that's where the continuous statement will work out. Okay, so just let's understand how the continue works. See, let me tell you something like this. Just one for loop I'm writing, folks. For even we can add while loop also. I mean, mostly we use for or while. Anyone we can use. Do while is very rare. So for int I is equal to 1, and let's say I less than or equal to 5, then I'm writing what? I plus plus. So this is one for loop, right? So now inside the for loop, let's say we will add, okay, we will write some if condition. If, okay, please understand guys. If I less than, okay, if I less than 3, Then I say continue. Continue. Okay, then I want to write system.out.println of I. Or let's say I into I. Okay, folks, I into I. I want to print I into I value. And just I want to close the for loop. This is only simple for loop, single for loop. Now, could you tell me what the output of this code? Could you guess what the output of this code?
Nine, 12, 9, 16, and 25.
Correct. Guys, could you tell me what is the value of I, initial value of I? Very good. Yes, 9, 16, and 25. Okay, guys. Could you tell me? Yeah, could you tell me? What is the initial value of I? When the first statement starts, then what is the value of initial value of I? I is 1. Okay, and of course the condition in I loop is true. So then control enters, and there is a if statement in for. So the if statement executes, and the value of I is 1, and it's less than 3. 1 less than 3. Yes, true. If it is true, then what's the statement execute in if is continue? What continue will do? Continue will move the control for the next iteration of the loop by skipping the execution of remaining statements. Okay, nothing but what now? If when continue statement is executed, then control goes to next iteration. What's the next iteration? Increment the I value now. But this SOP is not executed. This SOP statement is not executed because of this continue. Because continue will move the control for the next iteration by skipping the execution of the remaining statements. So it will skip the remaining execution of the remaining statements. Nothing but there is SOP statement is there in the for loop, but this SOP is not executed. Now the next iteration, in the next iteration, I value becomes 2. And of course, the condition is true in I loop. Then control enters. And once the control enters in the for, into the for, into the body of the first statement or for loop, then there is a if statement. Then value of I is 2, 2 less than 3. Yes, condition is true. If condition is true, then control enters. There is a continue statement. Then what happens? Again, the continue statement will move the control for the next iteration by skipping the execution of remaining statements. Means SOP is not executed. Then I value becomes 3 for the next iteration. And condition is true in I loop because the 3 less than or equal to 5. Yes. Then control enters into the if statement. Could you tell me what is there? I less than 3. What's the value of I now? 3. 3 less than 3. Yeah, 3 less than 3.
Yes.
False.
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 3 equal to 3
False.
is correct, but 3 less than 3 is false, right? 3 less than 3 is false. 3 equal to 3 is correct. So now the condition if is false, the control comes out of the if statement. Then there is a SOP statement. It will print the value of I into I. So the value of I is 3. 3 into 3, that is 9. So guys, what's the output you are getting here? Output is
9.
9. Next, after this SOP, this is the end of the I loop. So the control increments I value. Could you tell me what the next value of I? I value becomes is how much next?
4.
4. 3 plus 1, 4. Condition is true. Is 4 less than 3?
False.
Control enters into the for loop. When the control enters inside the for loop, there is a if statement. And could you tell me 4 less than 3? Is the condition true?
False.
No, condition is false.
Yeah.
Yes, condition false means control comes out of the if. Then SOP of I into I, that is 4 into 4. What's the value of 4 into 4? It is obviously what?
16.
It is what? It is the
16.
16. 4, 4 just 16. For the next value of I in the iteration, 5.
5.
Condition is true in I loop. 5 less than 3,
5.
false. Then control comes out of this if and will go to the SOP statement next. And it is 5 into 5, that is 25. So in the next iteration, what will happen? Do you know? In the next iteration, what will happen? I value becomes a 6. The condition I loop is failed because
False.
6 less than or equal to 5, that is false. The control will come out of this for loop, will go to the next statement after the for loop. The control goes to next statement after the for loop. So could you tell me what the output we got here? 9, 16 and 25. Guys, did you get the point? For the output we are getting here, 9, 16 and 25. Did you get the point, guys?
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is what continue. So could you tell me what the continue statement will do here? Just I'm writing a point for you. Even after this example also I can write anywhere, but please note everything, whatever I'm explaining today, right? So what the continue will do? So continue statement will move the control. Will move the control for the next iteration of the loop by skipping the execution of the remaining statements in the loop. Folks, continue statement will move the control for the next iteration of the loop by skipping the execution of the remaining statements in the loop. Folks, am I clear with you? Folks, everyone, am I clear with you? Did you understood about this, guys? Did you understood about? Okay, did you understood about all these things, like how the continue statement is working? Good.
Yes.
Yes. Cool. Nice. Okay. Even continue with label is also there. The next example will be with a continue with label. Like break with label, even we also have continue with label. Okay. But the continue statement we use very occasionally, I mean, in programming even. But break is the statement which we mostly use while even working with applications. Okay. So let's go ahead with the continue with label. Okay, folks. See, let me give another example to you to understand about how the continue with label work. Okay, I think you people have noted all these things. Please note everything, whatever that I'm explaining to you, please note. Now let's take example 2. This is, let's say loop 1, or simply I say outer colon. I can write the loop in the same line, or I can write the loop in the next line. Just it is for understanding purpose. I mean, it's not mandatory that after the label, you must keep a you must keep a colon, outer colon. That is the way how you write the label. Once you write the label must have suffix as a colon. Okay. Outer is one label. So I'm writing for, I'm writing int I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. Okay, folks. Next, I'm writing another label like inner. Label name can be any name. Label could be any valid identifier. Label could be any valid identifier. Your wish, whatever the label you want, you can write. For int j is equal to 1. Let's say j less than or equal to 5, j plus plus. So you have an outer for loop and you have an inner for loop. Am I clear? We have the outer for loop and you have the inner for loop. Outer for loop is I, inner for loop is j. And here we write the condition something like this. If, okay, I multiply with j, I into j is, let's say for example, if I into j is greater than 8, if I into j is greater than 8, or let's say any value it could be. So something, let's say for example, I into j is greater than 6. If I into j greater than 6, then I write continue outer. Outer is a label. I'm writing continue outer. Then close the if, close the for, that is inner for, and close the outer for, the I loop. Now could you tell me, okay, I even want to write the value, let's say for example, here I'm writing SOP, system.out.println. What I say is I could be something. I want to display I into 2. Some output I want to display. That's it. I into 2. That's called 2i. Okay. Could you tell me what's the output of this code? Please try go through this code. So please go through this code and find out what's the output of this code. Yes, guys. Could you tell me what's the output of this?
Sir, 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay, guys. Okay, let's try ourselves. Okay. We don't get outputs like line by line. All the outputs will get actually in a line by line only. If you want to get outputs like that, so I will just make a change saying that what suppose if I had system.out.print here, system.out.print here, and
And the
system.println in the next line, then you will get like that. Okay. Good. Cool. If I had system.out.print there and the system.out.println here, then the output what you people are writing in the chart, you may get output in this way, line by line. Okay. Let's try, guys. It's somewhat big output, but you have to understand. It's easy to understand. So initially, the value of I starts at 1 because the control enters the outer loop. Outer is a label given. Inner is a label given. Label could be any name of your choice. It should be a valid identifier. And you know what is identifier? What are the rules to follow to define an identifier in our Java program? All those things. So for the control enters into the outer for loop, and the value of I is 1. So let's add a text box here, and the value of I is 1. Okay. Or we can also take it like a table, and so that we can keep the I value, J value side by side. Okay. So let's start with the I and J. So here we go. We have the value for I and we have the value for J. This is I and this is J. Okay, now currently we are in I loop. And you know that the I value starts at 1. So the value is 1 here. I is 1. And I loop condition is true till I becomes 5. Control enters. And then the J loop starts and J starts at 1. Okay. Condition is true in J loop also. Control enters. If I into J greater than 6. 1 into 1 is 1. 1 greater than 6 is false. If this condition is false, then control comes out of the if statement, prints SOP I into 2. I value is 1. 1 into 2 is 2. So let us add output over here. Here is output. OP. Output is 2. It's print, not println. Print. Okay. Next. This is the end of the inner J loop. Then control increments J value. So J becomes 2 now. Now the J becomes 2. And yes, condition is true in J loop. Enter. I into J, that is 1 into 2. 1 into 2 is 2. 2 greater than 6 false. Come out. System.out.println of I into 2. I value is 1. 1 into 2. 1 into 2 is 2. So it is not println, it is print. So it will print in the same line. Even I'm not giving space also. Right? I'm not adding any plus empty space. Okay, cool. Next again, increment J value, because after this SOP statement, this is the end of the this is the end out, the J loop closed, nothing but go up to the J++, control moves to J++. Now the J value becomes 3. Okay. Condition J loop is true. Control enters into the for loop. There is a if statement. I into J means 1 into 3. 1 into 3 is obviously 3. Yes, am I clear? So 3 greater than 6, no. Go to SOP statement, print the value of I into 2. I value is 1, 1 into 2 is 2. Again, 2 is printed. Okay, guys. After printing this SOP, this is the close for inner loop. Nothing but this is the end of inner loop. Nothing but control goes to increment in inner. Means J loop incrementation. J loop incrementation means 3 plus 1. J value becomes 4. 4. 4 less than or equal to 5. Condition is true. Folks, am I clear? Condition is true. In the J loop, the condition is true. Okay. Go inside the for loop. Check the if condition. I into J. 1 into 4. 1 into 4 is 4. 4 greater than 6? No. Come out of the if statement. Execute the SOP print. Value of I into 2. I value is 1. 1 into 2 is 2. This is going to be 2. Folks, am I clear with you so far? Guys, am I clear with you so far? Next, once SOP is printed, next this is end of the J loop. So J increments. J increments to 5. J value becomes how much? J value is 5. Yes, is 5 greater than or less than or equal to 5? The condition is true or not? Could you tell me what's the condition in J loop? What's the condition in J loop?
True.
True. Because what's the value of J? Is 5. Value of J is 5. 5 less than or equals to 5. Okay, 5 less than 5 is wrong, but 5 less than or equal to 5 is correct. True. Go inside. If I into J, 1 into 5 is 5. 5 greater than 6? No. Come out. Print I into 2. 1 into 2. So print the 2 again. Once this SOP is executed, this is the end of J loop. This is the end of J loop. Then J increments. J increments to 6. Guys, could you tell me what's the condition in J loop now? What about the condition added in J loop?
5.
J less than or equal to 5.
6 less than or equal to 5. Replace the value of J. Fetch the value of J. It is 6. 6 less than or equal to 5. What about this condition?
5.
False.
False. If the condition is false in the inner for loop, the J loop, control moves out of the inner loop. And when control moves out of the inner loop, then there is a next statement after the inner loop is SOP. The control will go to the next line. And this is the end of outer loop. Outer loop means I loop. Then I will increment now. Now, could you tell me what's the value of I next?
2.
2.
2.
I value is 2 now.
Yeah.
What about the condition I loop?
2 less than or equal
What
to
about the
5.
condition I loop? 2 less than or equal to 5. Condition?
True.
True. Inside. Go inside the loop. But when control enters into the loop, into the outer loop, there is inner loop started. So when control enters into a for statement freshly, newly, then again it will start from initialization. Could you tell me now J again starts from where?
1.
1. Very good. J again starts from 1. Now J value is 1 again. Folks, am I clear with you? Folks, online folks, am I clear with you? J again starts from 1. Am I clear with you?
Yes.
Yes. Condition J loop is true.
Yeah.
Yes. Now check the condition. 2 into J. Sorry. I into J. 2 into 1. 2. Is 2 greater than 6?
No. False.
No. False. SOP. Go out of the if statement. Once control comes out of the if statement, Next statement is SOP print I into 2. What is the I value now? Folks, what's the value of I? Could you tell me what's the value of I, guys? What's the value of I? Am I audible to you, folks? Am I audible to you? Could you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
what's the
sir.
value of I then? I'm asking the question, right? What's the value of I?
Two. I
Two.
is 2.
I is 2. 2 into 2, 4.
4.
In the next line, the output is 4. Guys, understand me? Tell me once SOP is printed, the value of 4. Next, this is the end of the J loop. So J increments. What's the next value of J? J becomes 2.
2.
J is 2. Is 2 less than or equal to 5?
Yes.
True.
It's less than.
True.
True.
Control go inside. What's the value of I into J?
4.
4.
False.
2 into 2 is 4, right?
Yes.
2 into 2 is 4. 4 greater than 6?
No.
False.
False. Comes out. Print the value of I into 2.
Two.
So 2 into 2, that is
4.
4.
4.
Obviously, that is 4. Guys, next, again, J increments. After printing this I into 2, next J increments to 3. Now the J becomes 3, guys. 3. Now 3 less than or equal to 5. Yes, condition is true. Go inside. Could you tell me what's the value of I into J?
2 into 3.
What's the value of I now? Fetch the value of I.
2.
2. Fetch the value of J.
3.
3. 3 into 2, 6.
6.
6 greater than 6.
False.
False.
Yes, condition is false. Go out of the print this value of I into 2. 2 into 2 is 4. Guys, am I clear? Next,
Yes.
increment J value becomes 4 now.
Yeah.
Condition J loop is true. Check the condition, check the if condition. Could you tell me
4,
what's the value of
2
I
into-
into J?
2 into 4.
2 into 4, which is
8.
8.
8. Is 8 greater than 6?
True. It's true.
Yes.
True.
True.
Yes, true. 8 greater than 6 is true. True means continue outer. What about the remaining statements in the loop? Folks,
Will
what about the remaining statements in the loop?
That will not execute.
That will not
It will
execute.
do
Skip. Continue outer means outer loop is what? Outer is a label for outer loop.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah,
tell me
I
what the
do.
value of next value of I.
Three.
I equal to 3.
I equal to 3. Folks, I value is 3 now.
Yeah.
So I will delete all these things so that I can write here itself. Folks, I would like to delete all these things so that I can write here itself. Yeah, now the current value of I is 3. 3. So condition is true. Go inside. Whenever control enters into the loop for the next time, means newly or freshly, then J starts at 1.
Yes.
Guys, let's continue now. So I starts at 3. Condition is true. Whenever control enters into the J loop, J starts at 1. And condition J loop is true. Because 1 less than or equal to 5, condition is true. Come inside. What's the value of I into J this time?
3.
What's the value of I into J this time? 3
Three.
into 1. 3 greater than 6. No. No, right? Now,
Yes.
after
No.
the if statement, there is a SOP of I into 2. Could you tell me what's the value of I into 2?
3 into 2, 6.
3 into 2. 3 into 2 is 6.
Six.
But the question is that 6 is printed in the next line or in the same line?
Next level.
That 6 is printed in the next line or in the
Next.
same line? Same
Next
line.
line.
Output is in the same line, not in the next line. Because previously when continuous statement is executed, the remaining statements are skipped, right?
Yes, yes.
When the remaining statements are skipped, SOPs are not executed. This println is not executed.
Yes.
When the previous time, when the control is skipping the remaining statements, this SOP is not executed. That's why the control is on the same line. Folks, did you get my answer?
Yes, sir.
Good, good. Could you tell me now? Next value of J will be 2. Next J is 2. Could you tell me condition 2 less than or equal to 5 true? J loop is true. What's the value of I into J?
3 into 2, 6.
Yeah. 3 into 2, 6. Is 6 greater than 6?
No, false.
No, false. SOP, come out of the if statement, print this value of I into 2.
Yeah.
3 into 2,
6.
6. That 6 also printed on the same line.
Yes.
Yes, very good. Good. Next, increment the J.
Yeah.
J increments to 3 next time. J loop increments to 3. Condition in J is true. If I into J greater than 6, what's the value of I? 3. J, 3. 3 into 3,
9.
9. 9 greater than 6.
False. Sorry.
Yes.
False.
True.
True.
9 greater than 6 is false. True.
True.
Is it false or true?
True.
True.
9 greater than 6 is true. Continue what?
Outer code.
Outer, so
Continue
J
what?
gets incremented.
Outer.
J increments.
Then continue outer means what? Remaining statements are skipped.
Yeah.
Yes.
The control
Yes.
will go to what?
I.
Increment. I equal to 4.
Now tell me what's the next value of I?
I equal to 4.
4.
I value becomes 4. Let's remove all these things. Then tell me J again starts at 1. 4 into 1, 4. 4 greater than 6 is false. Comes out. Print I into 2. Could you tell me what's the value of I?
4.
4 into 2 is 8. 8 is also printed in the same line.
Yes.
Yeah.
8 is also in the same line. Good to know. Next, J increments to 2. Could you tell me, guys, what's the value of I in J? 4, 2. 4 into 2? 8.
Eight.
8 greater than 6.
True.
True.
True means continue what?
Outer code.
Outer loop.
Outer means skip the remaining execution.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go to outer increment. Could you
Yeah.
tell me what's the next value of I?
I equal to 5.
5. Tell me J starts again at where?
1.
1. Could you tell me now? I into J. 5 into 1. 5 greater than 6?
False.
True.
False. Control goes to where? SOP. Print. I into 2. What's the value of I?
5.
5. 5 into 2?
10.
10. 10 is printed on the
Same line.
same line. Hey, online folks, everyone, please put focus and try to understand, okay? Good. Tell me after SOP, this print statement, then J increments to 2.
True.
Okay, J condition is true. Inside. Control goes to inside. Inside there is a if statement. Calculate the value of I into J. Fetch the value of I.
5.
5.
5
Fetch the value of J.
into
2. 5 into 2, 10. 10 greater than 6.
True.
True.
True. True means continue what?
Outer loop.
Outer 4.
Outer. Which is nothing but what? The remaining statements are skipped.
Yeah.
Remaining statements in the loop are skipped, right?
Yes.
Control goes to increment of outer. Could you tell me what's the next value of I?
6.
6. What's the condition I loop?
I less
False.
than or equal to 5. False.
Okay. I less than or equal to 5. What's the value of I? Fetch the value of I.
6.
Fetch the
Six.
value of I. 6. 6 less than or equal to 5. Is it true?
No. False.
False.
False. False means what?
Exit
It
from
come
the
out.
loop.
Control comes out of the outer loop
Yeah.
and control goes to the next statement. Could you guys tell me what's the output of this loop? Output of this example 2?
5 times 2.
In the first line, 5
4
times 2.
times.
Yeah.
In the second line, 3 times
3
4,
times 4.
2 times 6, 1 time 8, and lastly 1 time is 10. This is the output. Right? Some of you people written the output, but the output is printing in the same line, not in the next line. Okay, many of you people written, okay, others you written correctly, Dan you written correctly, but the thing is you written the next line, but the control doesn't go to the next line. Folks, everyone in online, could you give me a reply? Have you understood this example? Have you understood this output, how we are getting this? And do you
Yes,
know how
sir.
the continuous statement is working?
Yes, sir.
Good. Good.
Wait, how come it's
Good.
not going into the
What
next
about the
line?
other guys?
How come it's not going into the next line?
Sorry, I didn't get you. Your voice, I'm getting very low. Folks, what about the other guys? Jeevan, Ketan, Lakshmi, Bhagya, Nitish, Ravsastri, Sandhya Rani, Suresh. Okay. Yeah. Folks, yeah, Dan, your question is like, how come it doesn't go to the next line? Yeah. Because when I say continue outer, then execution of the remaining statements are skipped.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And cursor is staying on the same line.
If we write
It
the
won't
print
execute this
statement,
SOP. It won't execute this SOP. Directly continue outer means it will go to the increment of outer for the next iteration.
Okay, okay, I continue. I understand it. I understand.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. 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 Yeah, folks. Very good. Very good. So this is how we can work with the break and continue. We discussed about break with label, and this is what continue with the label. Guys, I think in the one of the examples last, we discussed Return statement. Have you seen the return statement earlier in the methods when we discussed about last program? Last program
sir.
or before that program? Return statement is there. You know, we are returning the Boolean value, return true.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise written false. We are checking is this number is prime number, is this number is perfect number, is the number is Armstrong number. So when we are writing the programs like that, we have used return statement in a method. In a method, can we use return? Folks, have you seen any return statement earlier? Have you used return statement in our programs?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys, cool. We have used return statement, right? Cool. So, return is also called one jumping statement. It
Yes.
is moving the control from this method to the main method. Previously, when we are writing the program, return true means the value is returned from this is Armstrong method to main method. Am I right or not?
Caller method.
Yes, exactly. It is returning the control back to the caller method. See, guys, don't get confusion. See, we have the methods like this: public static void main. I'm writing in shortcut PSVM. String args. And here we are writing something like Boolean flag equal to is Armstrong of the number. Something is there, and you have a method called private static. Return type is Boolean. Then you have a method called is Armstrong of int number. Then open. Then you have some logic here. Folks, are you recollecting what I'm saying? Are you recollecting about the points what I'm saying, guys? Folks, everyone,
Yes.
please let me know. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Well, yeah, give me a reply. Yes, good. So, guys, so we are calling the is Armstrong method. Who is calling this method called is Armstrong? Who is calling this method is Armstrong? Who is calling?
Main method.
Main method is the caller.
Yeah.
So in this is Armstrong, you have written some logic and you written some statement like return true, otherwise else return false, like that. You have something like that.
Yeah.
Means what this return statement is doing? Return statement will move the control or will jump the control back to the caller method. So control is moving out of is Armstrong method, is going back to which method?
Main method.
Main method. Main is a caller. Which means return is also called jumping statement only. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay. So what are the jumping statements? Break is a jumping statement. Continue is a jumping statement. Return is a jumping statement. And exit is also jumping statement.
Oh.
Because exit means what happens? Do you know how to write
Terminate.
exit statement in Java? Guys, do you know how to write exit statement in Java? How do you write exit statement?
System dot
System dot exit
zero.
of 0 something. Yeah. You'll understand about what is 0 and what is non-zero value later. But system dot exit of 0. Like this we can write, guys. What happens if I write exit?
Terminate from the program.
Terminate the
Program.
Whole program.
execution of the program. Means what? The control is jumping out of the program to the JVM. So JVM will terminate. Am I right or not?
Yes.
So exit, return, break, and continue. Guys, these 4 comes under which category? You know
Jumping
about break,
statement.
guys. You know about continue. We can even work with labels also. Guys, could you tell me for the next one?
Continue.
Return?
Return.
Exit. Guys, could you tell me what are these four
Jumping statements.
jumping statements?
Yep.
So guys, selection statements like if, switch. Next, iteration statements. What are the iteration statements? For loop, while loop, do while loop. And these jumping statements, break, continue, return, exit. These are all called as control statements in Java.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes. So guys, tell me which statements we have completed now?
Control
list.
statements.
Control statements. You know how to create memory statement, means declare the variable, assign the value. You know how to write input statement, output statement. You know,
Yes.
arithmetic and logic statement, right? Arithmetic logic statement is like a plus b, a minus b, a greater than b, a not equal to b.
Yes.
These are
Yes.
called arithmetic and logic statements.
Yeah.
Guys, do you know totally how many types of statements are there in every programming language?
5 types of statements.
5 types. Could you tell me,
Yes.
guys, what are the 5 types of statements in any programming language? Now, I'm not talking about Java. In Java or in any other language also. Could you tell me what are the 5 types of statements in every programming language?
Input
One is input
statements,
statement,
output statement,
output statement,
memory statement,
memory statement for declaring variables, assigning the values and all. Next,
then control statement.
arithmetic and logic
Ah.
statement.
Yeah.
Arithmetic and logic statement. 5th one,
Control.
control statements. Guys, we have completed about all these 5.
Yes.
Yes.
With the today's session, we have completed about all these input statement, output statement, memory statement, arithmetic and logic statement, and control. All the statements we have completed. Am I clear, folks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Cool. Cool. That's what just I want to say. So our next topic, what we should enter next after this control statements is we have to discuss about another important in programming of Java, that is arrays. Okay, guys. So means from the next week, nothing but from Monday, we are going to start with arrays concept. Okay.
Okay.
Once arrays and strings are completed, in the next week we will try to complete the arrays and strings, so that we can enter into the OOPS concepts. Okay.
Yeah.
Am I clear, folks?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's for today. Very good. That's for today, and we will continue on tomorrow, folks. Sorry, tomorrow, I mean on Monday. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
But
1 minute,
not
sir.
only
Thanks.
early.
Thanks, folks.
Yeah, 1 minute, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Sir, UI, which faculty are you teaching or any other faculty, sir?
No. I don't teach UI. UI
Okay.
will be by somebody. I don't have the idea about that who is
Sir, you
going to
are
teach
teaching
UI.
React.js, na?
Sorry?
React.js you are taking, na?
No. UI is completely by some other. Front end part by some other. I will take care of this back end part with all these core advanced frameworks. Or if you want me to teach, then database SQL, NoSQL, these kind of backend side.
And Servlet JSP, sir,
Okay.
when will we start it?
That is advanced Java. But to
Yeah,
understand
advanced.
Servlet and JSP, you should
Yeah.
have at least exception handling topic in your hand.
Oh.
Nothing but OOPS concepts and exceptions are required for understanding the Servlet technology or even JDBC technology, and also you have to wait till exception handling is completed. Then we'll start advanced Java.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, guys. We'll continue on Monday. Thank you.
Okay, most welcome.
Please start early. At least
Sure.
7:15.
We'll do. Yeah. Better, guys. We'll start early. Yeah, because we are losing around. Okay. Anyhow, I'm taking another 10 minutes extra because I'm starting 10 minutes late. So I'm also winding up the session 10 minutes late. But okay, let's start on time. That's better.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.